What's up guys, it's Faris, and today we're covering an event for the Man Talk. They're a platform based around well-being, mental health and personal development. Dave teamed up with GYMShark to host a panel and discuss ways on how to combat your thoughts. So let's check it out and get involved. In your own words, please tell me, what is the Man Talk?
The Man Talk is a platform for men to come, sit down and actually talk. It's about being vulnerable, it's about hearing other people, it's about having other people tell their story and you seeing yourself in other people's stories.
Boy, the Man Talk is something that happens every single day, you know what I mean? It's just a raw conversation, like a raw conversation which turned into an idea with me and Sweets to actually bring something together and plant a seed and water it and make sure it had daylight and let it grow, exactly like a plant. And we're here today with an event with one of the biggest sports brands in the world. And it is such a blessing that we can actually have our network and the people around us to actually grow such a platform that I need, that you need, that the cameraman needs, that the people at home need. And it's so important that we have more platforms like this.
I mean, I think for me, it was nice to see complete open and honesty between people. Like, I myself have suffered with depression for quite a while. This evening I came straight from a counselling session to here, and I took more from this than I have taken from the sessions.
Wow, mate, that is powerful. What you took away from that event?
I'd say just taking that time for yourself to be with your thoughts and understanding yourself. I think a lot of people are very focused on what things look like on the exterior and how they're perceived, as opposed to internally whether they're actually making themselves happy. And I feel that that's what these guys, their emphasis was. All of them had a story where they went for what they was happy with and what made sense for them as an individual, and it brought them to the place that they're at now.
I've been coming to all the Man Talk events. I like it because I suffer mental health for myself, and it's good to be around brothers that won't judge you, and it's inspiring. At first, tonight's one I was going to avoid because it was going to be at a gym. I'm not fit, but I'm glad I came.
I think because it's people who have real experience with these kind of things. Like, it's people that have had their own struggles. It's not someone trying to pick my mind apart. It's someone saying, this is what happened to me and this is how I took control. It's someone who knows and understands it from a real perspective rather than a medical perspective on how to deal with it.
There's loads of like self-help and motivation videos out there, but you feel the more energy when you're at the actual event and everyone's there to just support.
And I thought the dynamic of having no women in the room was super interesting, and now that I've seen it, kind of pivotal to the conversation, because I think there's things that guys will open up about when there aren't women around that they would have never said had there even just been somebody else's girlfriend standing over there just holding up the corner. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's super interesting, but genuinely, I said it at the end there, I want to do more with the Man Talk, obviously as GYMShark, and I definitely want to do more with Brixton Street Gym as well, because I think those two things go so hand in hand. I feel like those two entities together kind of encapsulate and epitomise what we're trying to do with GYMShark.
Some guys ask questions which maybe some people in the audience would have asked if they had the courage to just get up and speak. Do you know what I mean?
I've never had situations like depression or mental health stuff until like 2018, and then I went through it myself. So like, and even still, I only clocked that I went through it probably about 3 months ago. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like, me coming here now and it's just like so mad. Like, mental health is a massive thing, and like, I never knew. I'm such a strong person, you know, I've been through a lot, but it's a strong thing, and I think it's massive the way that guys can all come together and just like talk it out literally, and think that it's just like what Zav said, like when you say mental health you think it's just a crazy person that's just doing nuts things, but when you actually think about what the actual reality of what it is, it's like it can happen to anybody, and it's just literally mindset.
Think is achieved unlocking, opening the door, having the conversations. How do you think we can solve the second problem, which is what is the impact we're having on them? Is that something they have to figure out, or is that
We're opening the conversation. The impact that we can see is the turnout. So nobody had to pay to come in, nobody had to be here. But they decided that they're coming because they want to talk, they want to hear, they want to listen.
I needed this. This was a space where for me, looking around, seeing so many men that are probably going through their own stuff, their own journeys, their own battles, and listening to the anecdotes and the testimonies from the panel, for me, so many things rang true in terms of just what it means to be a man, taking responsibility and ownership for your own journey, that kind of energy that you need to not only transpire from yourself, but to surround yourself with, you know. I think Terrell said multiple strands of happiness.
I love that.
Incredible. That's what I'm taking away. I mean, for me, this was a significant day in my own journey. So to be here by myself as well, I absolutely loved it.
It's an amazing event. I think people should follow the Man Talk on Instagram and just get with the movement. It's amazing. It's going to change a lot of people's lives and the way we think as men.
Sick, absolutely sick, bro.
Listen, man, I really enjoyed today.
What's the goal? What's the future? What's the next step for what you want the brand to be?
Incline steps, growth, platform so people can share their testimonies and their journeys, and just going through storms, because storms don't last forever. And same way we up here, we're not no motivational speakers, but we're people that can have a real conversation and we can listen, not just hear. So yeah, the Man Talk, powers, blessings.
Thank you so much.
Come on, man.
Love, man.